Welcome back, plus ones, and welcome if you're new here to my channel where I do day in the lives of some travel, fashion hauls, DIYs, and some home decor. If that is something that interests you, I would love to have you here on my day-to-day ventures. Okay, so today we will be putting together an organizer for my bathroom because my drawers in my bathroom are so horrible right now. We just stuff things in there, so I wanted to get that, and it's been a while. It's been like a while since ever since I've had this house. So if you can just imagine 8 years worth of clutter inside a bathroom. We have band-aids, we have tools, tweezers and scissors and all kinds of junk stuffed in those drawers. So we had to get that stuff together, and I got a cart on wheels that can slide kind of like on the side between the wall and the sink, and I'm going to show you here in this video, in this clip, kind of how it looks. And we're going to put together this cart and see if it's going to be a yes or a no. So if you guys want to see that, you can stick with me with that. And also we're going to be putting together another cat post. I'm going to show you a clip of the first cat post that it's actually the second cat post up here that I put together maybe like several months ago. This right here is the first post that we had when we got the cat. This is a short one. The other one is a bigger one that had 1 million pieces to it, and now my husband wrote another one that has another 1 million pieces to it. So please stick with me while I do that way to make it more interesting and more fun for me to do my chores. So let's get started in my bathroom. So I am here in my bathroom, and I wanted you to see all of the clutter, some of the clutter. These drawers and things, these is 3 drawers and a cabinet that have to be cleaned out, and I'm going to show you the mess that is in these things. It's hair, it's all kinds of things. But this is just some things that I had sitting on top of the toilet backing just for storage because we ran out of storage. I don't know how and why do we have all these things, because we have 2 of this, 2 of that, and just things that we're not using, like this ear cleaner. This is a brand new ear waxer cleaner, and we probably had this for about a year now, over a year, because it's just been sitting in this cabinet, which I was trying to last night or yesterday, trying to get some things situated, but it just didn't work out because I had a lot of other things going on, and when I'm cleaning, I am all over the place. So today I'm trying to focus. I'm trying to stay focused on just the task at hand. Just the 1 or 2 things I'm having to do today. So if you see the side here of the mirror and the side of the the robes and things. If you see the side of the mirror and you see the side of this cabinet here, the sink cabinet, that is just about how much space that I have. And I would say that is about, I'm going to say that is about close to 1 foot. So yeah, this is the space that I have. So we'll see. We're going to start putting this together, and I am going to just bring a piece of it in here just to see if it's going to fit before I put that whole thing together. I did pick up from the Dollar Tree the other week. I keep extra stuff like this in the bathroom also. Everybody should. But I did get these. Either Dollar Tree or I think it was Family Dollar. I got these little storage things from Family Dollar maybe 2 weeks ago. And they fit, 3 of them fit across the drawers. It's pretty deep drawers in here. And 3 of these fit across the drawers where I can organize some things in there. And it has this little handle that you can easily pick up. I think that's kind of cute just to keep things organized. I could put hair things in one, alcohol, gauze, and things in the other. So I think this is a good start for the drawers. And I'm going to go back and pick up some more if this works out today. Everything. Allergy meds, all kinds of things. So that's in there. This would be my hair drawer. My hair supplies, some of it. My walls are kind of wet right now because I just got out the shower. So this is my storage containers for the bathroom. This bathroom will be being redone at some point in time, but this is the look of the bathroom. I have a hook up there because I had a plant hanging from there and I couldn't get to it to like put water in it easily because it was hanging down, but it wasn't hanging far enough still for me to water it. So that was my idea of that hook being up there, which was still a good idea, but my plant would have to hang down a little further, and I didn't like that because I already have this eucalyptus here, so it kind of was like running into each other. It didn't make any sense for me, so I took the plant down and I just left the eucalyptus, mainly because it looks good up against my mirror. So yeah, and this thing is not clean yet, so I really don't want to show you this all the way, but I guess maybe you can't see the whole thing on there. This is to hold your toothbrush, toothpaste, kind of have it a little privacy there. You don't want your guests coming in touching your toothbrush or doing anything weird to it. I guess you shouldn't have people in your house that would do those types of things, and I am making a mess right now because I can't even close it. It opens and closes like that, like a door on there, and I got this from Amazon. Isn't that cool? It's pretty cool there. I love that, and it's my favorite color. Again, green. Okay, so let's go get started putting things together. Okay, this is how the box looks. It says Slim Storage Cart. And Space Lead is the brand. And yeah, let's start seeing. I'm going to pull out a piece, that way I can go check it out and see if it's going to fit in that space before we put this whole thing together. And I don't have a scissors, so I use a nail. Okay, so this is what the stuff looks like. You pull it out the box. Has these little holes at the bottom of each of these shelves. And I don't know what the specs are. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know. But let's go see if it's going to fit. And I think it is. There's plenty of space. I don't even need to go check really, because if you see this part here is where I would be sliding in between, and this is nowhere near 12 inches. And remember, I was saying it's about close to a foot of space there, so I don't even need to go check it. This is going to be perfect. Alexa, what's the weather for today?
Currently, it's 36 degrees with rain. Today's high will be 41 degrees with a 90% chance of rain. There's a winter weather advisory in effect from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. with mixed precipitation expected, including less than an inch of snow and light ice accumulation. Plan for slippery road conditions, especially during the morning commute.
Hello, JD and Supreme Cleaning.
My name is Devon. I've seen the ad. My sister sent an ad. Check out. I don't know where she's seen it, but she's sent the ad about our guys are hiring. Are you still hiring?
Yes, we are hiring. I believe I called you yesterday or sent you a message.
Oh, that was you. Okay, I didn't even recognize the number. My bad.
Yes, that's okay. Yeah, so we are right now hiring at the cleaning company, and somebody did us a great help by posting us on one of the websites on social media, and that helped a great deal. So we have phone calls coming out the wazoo. So I appreciate that. That way I won't have to try to get outlets to put it on or anything like that. Summertime, springtime is approaching, and we do have some things lined up to go on family trips and do some trips by ourselves, things like that. And this job, this career or whatever, is like a merry-go-round. So it's an in and out. People come and go all the time. We do have some people that stay for years, some people that's been with us for a while, but for the most part, this type of job, janitorial work, is one that has I don't know what they call it, but you know, they're in and out a lot of times. You know, people don't like the independency of it or whatever the case might be. So that's just how it is. And so it is what it is. We do a lot of training, and as you would understand, that can be very exhausting when you have to train. It costs money. It's time consuming for the trainer. So yeah, it's a lot. But we move. And as y'all can see, I try to put on these are still house clothes for me because I did buy this outfit to go outside when I had dropped some pounds, but I did pick some pounds back up. So I won't wear this outside because for me it's not flattering in my eyes. So I'm going to wear this around the house. This is my first time wearing it. I actually love it. It's like a blush pink, and I like how this is shaped, and it's like wide legs. I'll show you in a minute after I get finished this shelf. The whole set is ridged material, and I got this from, I'm not sure, I'll let you know that too. And once I get this first one on, it should be a breeze. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Whee! Okay. So that's number 1. Step 2, assemble the mesh basket and pipes. I just made some tuna for lunch. It's 12:26 p.m. here. And I think I'm just gonna kind of go with tuna. Do something a little healthy today. So tuna is an option. And that's what I'll eat for snacks throughout the day. Kind of like get a couple crackers, put some tuna on there, and we'll do it like that. I bought two of these same shelves because I wanted to make it, my husband suggested to make it a little taller. So that's what I did. So I bought 2 of these, and I'm going to put them together because they both have the same exact things. So you basically can just keep it going with shelves and the same type of piping. And because this is the last one that had the long ones, I'm going to open the other box and get started on keep it going with the longer pipes. This is going to be a pretty tall shelf, probably just as tall as I am or taller. So we'll have enough room to put a lot of things. And I have to see how I'm going to make the top of the shelves look good. I may have to get some more storage glass containers to put things in to make it look cute. So we'll just see how it turns out. And this is still going to be okay for how tall they are because I have pretty tall ceilings, 10-foot ceilings in the house. So this is going to still fit pretty good. I still have to put the wheels on. Now, it might be a little top heavy because of how tall it is. So we just have to see about that. And once we put things on here, it may be okay. And especially because it's going to be slid in between the cabinet, it might be just fine. So let's go see. Perfecto. Perfecto. That is fitting in there pretty good. Look at that. Cute, right? Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Is it tacky? Is it cute? Or what? Because I think that looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty good. And I have to live here. But I would like to know your opinion anyways. Because maybe I'm just looking at something in a different way. But let me know if you think this looks tacky. I'm getting ready to show you a wider angle. And I'm going to show you my ideas on what I'm going to put on here and how am I going to make it look a little better than just this rack and some things thrown on there. I'm going to get the storage containers, the little glass ones that I already type of things I already have, which I showed you a second ago. I'm going to show you again. These type of things. It's glass, it's cute. This is what I want to put on here. These types of things. And it fits perfectly. I thought the shelves was going to be too narrow and it wasn't going to fit something like this, but this is pretty big in circumference, but it fits on here perfectly. As you can see, I had 4 of these and these fit and it might have a little bit of extra room. I'm going to pull it out just so you can see. 4 of those fit on there perfectly. Isn't that cute? I love that. I actually love that. Wow. I have all of these types of water picks and nervage systems that need a space. So I have plenty of space now. I'm not going to be worried about that. I actually have extra soap and things like that that I need to put up also. Okay, so this shelf is all done. I just wiped the bottom of that out. So I'm going to start trying to replace some of the bigger, uglier things inside, like the cleaning bottles, like so. And probably the bars of soap sitting here, things like that. Cotton balls and things like that. And like I said, I still have to get to this drawer. This is where the toothbrushes and toothpaste extra would be stored. And I'm going to get to that in a minute. I'm all over the place. That's how I work for sometimes, but it always gets done. So we're working. I was so exhausted, but I was determined to get done. I have been taking my vitamins to combat the tiredness. So I've been taking vitamin D's, my multivitamins, women's vitamin gummies every day. I'm still taking Serene Soursop for digestive problems because I feel like Serene Soursops and sour bitters, I feel like that helps me to release some toxins, and which could still be making you tired. Yeah, I get really tired sometimes. Sometimes I can have so much energy and then I'm just crashing. It feels like a crash. Mainly after eating what we would call the itis. I feel like I get the itis after eating. So I did have a little something to eat, which it wasn't the tuna that I said I was going to be eating today to keep it light, but I had something else, some pasta and stuff that my husband made last night. It was like peppers and onions with sliced up Italian sausages over pasta with white sauce. And of course that is something that'll make you pasta period. And then sauce, that would definitely get you wanting to take a nap like I am feeling right now. But I'm going to get through this bathroom. I have been talking, having little meetings on the phone while I was taking a break, talking to my sister about different things, about different parties and different things going on. And just sometimes you get pooped out, but you know, sometimes you do feel like you need to get out, you need to do some things. And this year is my husband's 50th birthday. 50th. It's my husband's 50th. I gotta get the lisp together. This year is my husband's 50th birthday. And that is all we in October. We are only in March right now. I want to really make this year something special for him. So that is what I'm trying to get together. Also, when I went to the flower show the other day, I saw my hairstylist at the flower show. And I'm in there like recording, getting footage for you all and for me to keep in my archives. And she like, is that my client? And I'm thinking like, what kind of client is she talking about, right? So I couldn't get my mind and everything all together that quickly when I heard her say that. And I glanced over there, I'm like, I think I know her. Like, I know her for sure. But I couldn't put it together when she said client. I was like, client? Who is your client? I'm not nobody's client, right? Not, you know, I don't know what terms I'm thinking on, like health type of things, but hairstylists call their customers clients, right? So I'm just like, it's not catching up quick. It's not catching up quickly. So I'm just like, I'm not your client. Like, you got the wrong person. But I'm like, I know her though. It was just a slow moment. It's a slow moment, trust me. So I'm like, oh yeah, hey. So I wound up having the one, if you see in this vlog, I don't know if it's gonna be after this or before this, that I have, I don't know. I think the vlog last week, you would have seen me in the blind wig and the blind bob that I had with her before the big snowstorm over here. She had, I gave her a curly type of bob. It was just curls in it, and it came like a medium style wig. And I'm like, I gave that to her to do for me, wash it and re-dye it, because the color they sent was supposed to be ash blonde, but it was not. It had like a very, very noticeable, like my outfit, a pink tint to it. And I was like, I do not like this. Something is not right. It's supposed to be ash blonde, which really means like a grayish color. A grayish color, but more so a flat gray, not a shiny, glossy finish. And it was not that. So I was like, you know what, can you please, even if you can't get it that color, do me a good blonde or something like that. Something I never had. I had ash blonde before, braids and things like that. And I even had a style on one of my birthdays, which you seen. I had a yellow jacket on. I had the ash blonde, but 2 ponytails up here and a flipped back, which I am really looking forward to getting another style that has a flipped back. I might just get everything pushed back, some sideburns, everything pushed back with some flips for my next style. I'm not sure what I'm going to get. But yeah, that's how I wanted it. And yeah, I'm just like, I don't know where I'm at. I just messed up my thoughts, my train of thought. Yeah, she was there at the flower show with her family. I was glad to see her. It was nice seeing her there. And yeah, I'm like, I had to set me an appointment to get my hair done now, and I'm trying to figure out what I want though. And I'm like I said before to you all, like I'm thinning out a little bit here. From whatever, I don't know, hormone changes. I don't know what it's coming from, but whatever it is, I'm keeping it moving. Nothing I can do about that. So only thing I can do is something, and it's not like standing around and complain all the time about it. So I'm just keeping it moving. I'm just going to try to figure out as I go, what can I do about that. And I've just been taking some vitamins. I got checked last year. My annual pap smear. I got my blood work done to check my hormones balances, and my doctor said my hormones were so good it looks like I'm in my 20s, and I'm definitely not in my 20s. So I was happy for that, but you know, things can change like quickly with hormonal changes, and just, you never know, it could be a half a year, it could be another month that things change, and you just don't know until you go get checked again. So I just yeah, I'm just like, you know, trying to figure out this hair loss thing, not hair, you know, hair thinning and whatever, you know. What can you do, ladies? What can you do but use different things in your hair, try to keep it moist, all those kinds of things. And that's another reason why, and I know rubber bands are not good for your hair ponytails and things, because it breaks it off right where the rubber band or your whatever kind of band you put on your hair, it breaks it off at that point if you don't have healthy hair, and even if you do have healthy hair. But I think that's like keep my hair out like this, let it air and keep the tension from being pulled with braids underneath wigs or braids, period, is going to be the best for me. I think my hair is getting so weak that me getting braids and getting it pulled on right there at the front there is thinning it out even more. So I had to figure out about that. So when we went out for my cousin's birthday to dinner to Steak 48. When we went to Steak 48, I had a wig on that day, and I did pretty good by putting it on. I still didn't really like the whole, I had the red lipstick and the wig. It was okay. It wasn't all the way my thing. I didn't feel all the way like myself with the facial and the hair thing. And sometimes I could feel like I have a hat on when I have something glued to my head, and that's what the wigs do for me also. That's why sometimes I'm like, I hate having like a lace front on, because I'm not used to the glue on the around the edge of my forehead. So it's things that I'm not comfortable in, I really don't like to wear. So I will say that. And I'm not really having a great time when I have it on. So I really need to pay attention to those types of things before I actually do them, you know. Okay, so I need to go get me some Ziploc bags, because things like this where I have little clips, these are little clips. I twist my hair up in the back, my regular hair, and put the clips in there because I don't have like a whole lot of hair. So these hold my hair pretty good. If I put all those in there and make a design in the back with those, I can have my hair up instead of in this ponytail, and that will save me from the rubber band ponytail situation. And I like doing that. And actually, I feel like, and my husband feels like, that's doable. I can go out with that. As long as it's nice and neat, I do my edges down and put everything is nice and neat. You push it back. Once you have a fresh press, I can go anywhere with that. I can put a nice dress on and be outside. Excuse me, because I feel like I have a tickle on my throat right now. Anyways, I'm going to sit back down and do this last drawer, and we should be all set. So I have been shopping lately for spring and summer clothes, because now is the time that I feel like it's a good time to start doing it. I'm trying to just look for new trends that I want to do for the summer, spring. I do mixed things. Like I do some of the things that is some things that's trendy for the season, or it's trendy colors, and I also incorporate the things that I like for that year, how I feel. It all depends on how I feel most of the time of things that I do. Essentially, I like to dance to the beat of my drum, basically, if that's how you say it. There's a saying that says that type of thing, and I like to do me, basically. The things that I like to do, I like to love them for myself. I don't like to really do things that anybody else likes for anybody else, I would say. I'm always looking to see what makes me happy. First, just a little advice to always do exactly the things that make you happy. And I'm not talking about being rude to others because it makes you happy or things like that, being selfish or anything. I'm just talking about in general. Long as this is legal, long as it's, things like that. I feel like people should just do whatever, when you wake up, how you feel, whatever God gave you, how the things he gave you to like, whatever you look at something and you love it and you like it, or however you like to be morally or for yourself, you should do exactly that all the time, and do what's right, because your life will be more enjoyable. And it works for the universe, for everybody to be themselves, because we all work together. All of the things put together is how the world runs. And I always talk to my husband about that type of thing. Like, we need people that love school. We need people that is good with their hands, and people that's book smart. And we need people that's a mixture of both, because we all work together in a sense. So, you need all of those things. I never look down on anybody that can't do something, that don't know something, because there's always somebody else that do know. And all of us have something we know how to do better than the other. You know what I'm saying? So even if you are good with your hands and the other person is book smart, you guys have two different things going on. So she may know how to do something much better. It's going to be like that. There's definitely something she knows how to do better than she knows how to do, or he, and vice versa. So you put all of that together in a big melting pot of people, and this is how the universe and the world and nature this is how the world works. So we all have to work together. There's no way around it. And I know we all like to, not all of us, I'm not going to say we all, I don't like to put myself in that competing and things like that. Because there's always going to be a lot of designers. There's always going to be a lot of home decor people. There's always going to be a lot of social media influencers. There's always going to be a lot of hairstylists, a lot of cooks, a lot of preachers, a lot of teachers. There's always going to be a lot of athletes. There's always going to be a lot of gardeners, people, salespeople, people that have money, people who don't have money, all kinds of, it's going to always be a lot of oversaturated everything. But you have to find the things that you like. That is still adding on to me saying, do what you like. There's always going to be something you can pick out that this person does better than that person. And so that's why, for me, I watch a lot of different I watch YouTube now. I never used to watch YouTube. I never knew anything about YouTube like that, for real, until pandemic time. And then I started watching YouTube because there wasn't a lot of things on TV, and it still isn't a lot of things on TV. If you ever noticed, like, there used to be great movies out in the 80s, 90s, so forth, right? And now, like, I'm gonna mention a couple, like Die Hard, all the Die Hards. You had one of my favorites is, and it's funny that it's my favorite, one of my favorites, and I forget the name of it all the time. If I remember it, I'll put it up there. That's funny that I forget the name of the movie, and I love it. But we had the Face-Offs, and we had the all kinds of movies. And now, and they were good movies, is what I'm trying to say. There's plenty of movies out on Netflix and Temu. Tubi. I said Temu. You have plenty of movies out on Tubi, Netflix, all these different outlets and streaming things, but not a lot of good ones, and ones that I cannot sit around and watch a bad movie. I can't. So, I'm more of a movie person. I'm not much into shows because I have to keep up with it, and I'm not a person that can keep up with shows, and I don't like to keep up with shows. Sometimes if the shows is already out and that series is just sitting there on Netflix or something like that, I will go back through and watch the whole thing. But I find that shows always start off good sometimes, and then you get into the next seasons and it's like, I find that to be the truth for a lot of them. And I really dislike that because it wastes a lot of my time watching it. I'm binge watching. You can binge watch, sit there, get yourself together to sit there and watch. I'm going to keep watching it. I'm going to watch the next one. I'm going to watch the next one. And those are all good. And then you sit there and come season 10 and you're like, I'm through with this. There was something that I watched. It was like that for me for Power. Power was like my jam for a while. And when and it's hard for me to work and talk, so that's why I stopped working. Power was like that. I went all the way up to I don't even know what episodes it was or season or whatever, but I know it was right after Ghost and Tommy kind of like broke up. They weren't friends anymore, and they were like going after each other. I did not. After that, it was kind of like, and Ghost started really digging into messing with Angela a lot more, and he was trying to be with her, and she was trying to be with him, and Tommy and Ghost was fighting, and they were trying to kill each other. I was just like, this is taking a left turn for me. It just sometimes the show doesn't go the way I want it to go, or it just dries out. It's not as fun anymore, and it's not, the storyline takes a left, and I don't like that. And I hate that I sat there and wasted a lot of my time with that per se show, and now I hate that I watched all that and then I didn't watch the rest of it. So I wouldn't be able to tell you what happened at the end of Power, because I stopped watching it. So that is why I don't like shows too much. And that is how I really started getting into watching YouTube. And I like the realistic being behind YouTube a lot, because just like me doing lifestyle type of vlogs, you kind of like, I can tell that a lot of that stuff is how people really are living every day. You know, they're doing their thing. There's a lot of younger people in their 20s just getting started in life. I kind of can see how, like, I'm a person that foresee things. I'm watching it, but I'm thinking a whole lot of different things. It gets my mojo going, you know, and I think it's interesting. You know, you get to watch them. It's not like the same thing every day, you know, and it's not scripted. A lot of it's not scripted. So you get to see them going in the morning to get their coffee. And I don't know, there's something that's intriguing about the lifestyle vlogs for me. And hence the reason why I am doing them, because like I said, I started watching YouTube in the pandemic time where there wasn't a lot to watch at all. So I was like, what is this? You know, it's just regular people with a camera and just doing their everyday thing. They were in the house. They were doing their exercise at home. They were cooking at home. They were chit-chatting with the viewers. And they were having a small amount of people over to their place, their family, their close members of their family. They were redoing their decorations. Just a whole bunch of things that I found intriguing. And I was like, you know what? I like that. So I was watching that. I binge watched YouTube for a while after that. And you know, the algorithm feeds more things similar to what you are watching already. So I found myself liking a lot of different people coming on, and some I can name. And I was like, you know, I found myself watching them same people a lot. And then when they started feeding me other people, I was watching that also. So, and that's how I got into this. My husband like, you can do that, you know. And I'm like, oh, okay. He like, you do enough things, and just let them watch what you're doing every day and all that kind of stuff. It's not that easy, you know. So I know it sounds good and it sounds better than what it is, because it's not easy to just pick up a camera all the time, because you don't feel like picking up the camera all the time. But I guess I have the time to pick it up more often than others because of the way my life is set up, the way my job is. That I do have a lot more time to pick up a camera. Not that I always want to, but you know, and when I don't want to, I don't. So I feel like, you know, sometimes there was weeks I wasn't consistent, months that I wasn't consistent, and that's okay. I gotta do it when I feel like doing it. So I'm working, I'm moving, I'm shaking, and times right now, I'm enjoying doing YouTube. There's other times where, you know, sometimes your brain is foggy. You can't get it together to what you really don't feel like anybody looking at you. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't even have to be a big thing going on or something. So sometimes all here, like mental. And I'm talking to people in my life about that a lot more, about mental health and things like that. And I know a lot of people all over the world talk about mental health all the time, but it is a real thing in a lot of people's lives. And I don't want to even say most people, because I like to say most people a lot, but I don't know most people, so I can't say most people. But I know it happens a lot in a lot of people's lives that you can go every day and people will always ask. I've had people ask me all the time, how do you go every day being so happy, so spunky, so spontaneous, so, you know, so happy and things like that? And I'm just like, well, I'm not always happy, and I'm not always feeling like how it looks. You know what I'm saying? I'm not faking it, but I don't take my problems from what's in my head or in my heart and display it everywhere. Especially like that's kind of weird to like be outside and allowing things to take over how I'm treating or how I'm seen by this person. But mental health can do that to some people. I am not a very emotional person, but that's probably a reason why it could be looked over a lot, because I'm not, I'm not going to always, even if I feel some certain type of way at that moment, I'm not feeling that when I'm outside. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm outside, if I'm in a different function, if I'm not consumed with what's in here, being with your friends, being with your family, being with your husband or your spouse or whatever the case might be, being with your children, or just going out to sea, being in nature, going out to being in somewhere that's fun for you, something spontaneous, something that you wanted to always do, that can really help be therapeutic to your mental being. So, yes, I encourage people to get deeper within themselves to figure out the things that may help with certain situations if you do have mental health problems. And I think a lot of people think something negative about mental health, and it's really not that. Everybody has mental things they think about and go through in their head. Some is more healthy than others, and some know how to deal with it better, but everybody goes through that. No one is happy and healthy up here 100% all the time. I can probably pretty much say that. I will say that for that. But some people know how to deal with those problems better or redirect those type of issues better. Hence the reason why I'm saying they know how to deal with themselves, either whatever they do to cope with it, religious, adventures, whatever, keeping themselves occupied, things like that can help certain people, but you just have to know what helps you per se. And I really hope and pray, if you are the one who needs help, that you get the help that you need. Because, you know, I will say, a lot of people don't know and can't say how someone else feels until you go through it yourself. And I've learned that because I used to say, growing up as a teenager and as a young adult, I would never do this. I would never say that. I would never, ever, never, never, ever, ever. That was one thing I used to say, right? Because my adolescent mind always was so strong about what I wouldn't do. And I don't know what happened. I can't pinpoint exactly what happened. There may have been something that happened, but I just do know that right now, clearly, I do know that something changed my mind. And at that point in time, this had to be maybe 10 years ago when I said, never say never. Never, ever, ever say never to anything, because you just never, ever know what you would do. You don't know what you would or wouldn't do until it happens to you, right? Somebody talked about, and I watched different YouTubes that go around the city, K&A, Kensington, and Allegheny. We call it K&A here in Philadelphia. And they go and take the camera around and talk to people who are strung out on drugs, that may have had a wonderful life before and not so wonderful now, who's strung out on drugs, don't have any family left, things like that. And you wonder, and they ask them deep questions about how did they get there. And a lot of them say, I never thought I would be here. Never thought I would be here. You understand what I'm saying? Like, a lot of them say that. And it brings me to a reality. And I also had times in my life where you be like, I would never do that, and you did do that. You understand what I'm saying? And so I put all those things together, and it's a learning situation. It's a learning point for me when you go through the experience yourself, and also when you see different people go through those experiences where they say, I never thought that would be me. I watch a lot of shows that the show is called, what is that show called? The show is called How I Survived. It took me a minute to think about what the show is called. Or I Survived. One or the other. It was How I Survived or I Survived. Basically, it goes through a lot of documentaries about people who went through a tragic situation, such as it could be from anything from a bear attack, a tiger attack, or a human attack from another human. And these people are going through a life story on a regular day. They were hiking and All of a sudden, after this is like their 300 hike day. They hiked 300 times before, and just this one day, something went wrong, and they never thought it would be them. Or they were walking down the street and got kidnapped, and they survived. These are people who lived to tell the story. So I've learned from seeing those type of real documentaries and shows, that I love those type of learning moments where you learn and you don't have to go through these things sometimes to understand that it can happen to you. So it kind of gets your mind, you never will be prepared, but it kind of gets your mind to know that the things that we can go through, and that I guess you would never be ready for, but know that they can happen to you, and so they are big learning experiences. And so that's why I cherish that saying, never say never. Never say never, because you just don't know what the universe will bring. Really, you don't know, and it's getting worse and worse with certain things where there's not a lot of food sources for animals, and there's not a lot of help. Therapy, people can't afford doctors and therapists, and don't have a lot of family around, and they do these, and they have mental problems, or they just have mental problems because they have mental problems. They were born like that, or it's genetics that they are like that, and you just don't know what's going to happen. There's more and more. They used to have places where they send people that had like mental problems, not disabilities. They have mental issues, and they found out early enough to put them in a place where all those type of people are, where they can medicate them and things like that. They don't have a lot of those facilities anymore. And still, you still have some stragglers where they will be out on the street. So you can't contain everybody. They will never be able to make enough jails for criminals, and they would never be able to make enough facilities for the mental people to put the mental people away. So that's just what I'm saying. So you live and you learn. I know I'm getting deep. I don't want to get that deep, y'all. I'm just saying that I just love it. I just love. I am a person who loves deep conversations. So hopefully this didn't bore you or get you out of your mind. But yeah, this is the type of things that I'm into, and I love people that can get deep with me or talk real conversations. So I love that, and I'm glad I was able to chit chat with you all, because I'm usually doing voiceovers and trying to just get through what I have to get through, like working or with you all being involved. And I'm usually trying to just enjoy when I'm out with my family and friends. So sometimes I don't get to pick up the camera, but I'll have to do voiceover sometime, because when I'm in the market or certain places, I don't like to interrupt other people's lives with being selfish, just doing my YouTube. But yeah, let me know if you would like me to talk a little more with you all like this, or if the voiceovers are cool. So I see that my battery is running low. I'm kind of running low on all of my devices right now, so I am going to get this finished, and then I'm going to bring you back to see what I've done, and I'll catch you in a little. It pulls out easily like that. It's rolling, you see, and I try to put most of the things at the bottom so it can be heavier at the bottom, so we won't have a top heavy situation and it falls over, because it's already a little thin, and I did build it up to be tall, so that could become a problem if you have heavy things at the top. Okay, don't mind this stuff. We had this since we got here. When we did this bathroom over, and we did it ourselves, me and my husband. When we first got here, a little after, maybe 2 years after we got here, when we did this bathroom over, my husband and I did this ourselves. We bought this. I put the floors. This is peel and stick on the floors, which need to be redone. We need to redo this bathroom for sure. And we need to redo this bathroom. So everything is got a little bit of dinge or a little wear to it. This is a piece of wood. My husband made this. He is a piece of wood, a thick piece of wood, and he did trimming around the sides. And as you can see, he did an angle cut here, and we painted it. But over time, which this can peel right off if I was like peeling it right now. Over time, where people sit on the toilet and move things around, sit stuff here, and it scraped. The paint came off, and we've been talking about getting the granite piece that matches the kitchen granite for maybe a couple of years now, but we just haven't did it yet. So this is what we still have on here. We're going to redo this bathroom, so this is what we're waiting for now. We are not going to probably change this until we figure out if we're going to keep this unit or if we're going to get a different unit. So I'm finally almost done, but I wanted to show you that these little dividers come with this shelf. And I have some things soaking in alcohol water, nail stuff that I wanted to clean. And I already have one in here, a divider, but it comes with longer ones and short ones. And it's easy to clip right on here so that this tool can stop falling over. I need to wash this off because it has specks from sitting right here on the side of the sink from us washing our hands and splashing water and stuff. I need to clean these up a little bit. And there you go. Like, so this won't fall all the way over when we are moving this around. Yeah, but I'm cool with how this looks. Y'all let me know, like, would you keep that like that? I'm gonna keep it like that, but I would still like to know what you think. And I'm gonna clean the rest of this up, but you let me know what you think about this show. And that is it for putting this shelf together today. And yeah, basically it's going to be looking clean like that. I'm going to move that lotion there and move that cologne, and we are all set for the day. That is going to be it, and I'm out. Good night, y'all. But stay tuned. Well, I thought I would be able to put the cat post on this vlog, but I did not. I wasn't able to. And actually the cat post is still sitting here in the box as we speak. But I do have another treat. Look at my new kitty. My new fur baby. She is so cute. We named her Stormy. And she is adorable. Some of you must be forgetting, but don't forget to hit that subscribe and that like button. It helps the channel, and I'll see you next time on Day with Jay.